Yeah, so I'm doing my morning blog. So well, it's the morning. It's not the morning. It's got to be around about 12 o'clock now. What have I got on the agenda today? Right, cup of coffee. I've had that. Made it in my the cafetiere stainless steel. This I got this off Lassadar, and it's it's Italian Gusto Forte. Right, it's real good quality from Italy. This is apparently a well-known name in the coffee game. It's beautiful, and it is the business. It's nothing like this shit Thai stuff. I just do not know why they can't make decent coffee. You know, it's got a bitter. It's always got a bitter taste to it. Anyway, this is not the one because it's in the fridge. I'll put it in the freezer normally. That's my first one. About 190 baht, no more than 200 baht. So it's about 5. But you could pay that in. You could pay that in the UK in a supermarket. So I'm alright with that. I think it's a bargain. This is Mama. She was very thin. I did a video about her, and she had about 5 puppies. Yeah. Now, the smallest of all the puppies, right? Let's call it the last one. I don't know if it was the last puppy she had. Was this one, right? We call a Tao cow. Tao is a foot. Cow is white feet. She got 4 white feet. Bit annoying actually. She was the smallest, and she's turned out to be one of the biggest, right? And not for one for going out the house, and she just basically constantly wants food all the time. So that's it. So what happened is we went to take her as one more dog. Gati and Dam died, right? So as you probably know, I don't know if you know yet, distemper, right? Very, very, very horrible death at the end. Let's have them put down. You might know. And then, which was my fault because, people say I talk too much, and that's fair enough. I do, but I know how to control it by basically being on my own when I'm talking, which is a pretty good way of doing it. People who might think I talk too much, when they don't say anything, what they're not saying is anything that's of any use. So no one ever told me you're supposed to go back and have a distemper shot every year, right, to keep their immunity up. Right, I didn't know that, right, and also for full disclosure, I also didn't know that when you go for that first shot at the I'm not sure if they ever got their second. You go at 8 weeks, and then after 2 weeks later you go for another one. I thought that was just some other shots. I thought I'd missed out some other shots, but the important one, distemper, they'd got it. No, the second shot, Chem Song, the second needle, is for the activation of the first one. That's why it's 2 weeks later, right? It's a process, and I didn't know. So they probably never had any immunity. They just had, lucky, right? Like these dogs have got immunity to shit, because all these dogs survived distemper that killed Dam, Gati, the dog opposite that Gati used to run over and bark at sometimes, which was a shame for her. She died. Then Boki, who was Dam's brother, he died. Then also there's a black dog that looked like Dam and Boki, that a few doors up from Boki, that died. And I'm sure there might have been one other dog as well that died as well. And they were all sort of around about 3 years old. Yeah, and that's what happens here. They get to a certain age and just die, and then it's the cycle of life. You don't end up with lots and lots of dogs because there's a limit. There's a natural limit that they die, and then the new ones come along, and it's sort of like that. It's a 3-year cycle, right? And some of them are lucky they escape, but it's a horrible, horrible death. Well, is it a horrible death? Well, I'll tell you. So what happens is, the dog one day, the dog will be sort of like just lying in the corner, right? And it won't have much life to it. And then you give it some food, and it's not hungry. You give it some water, it doesn't want any water. This goes on for a period of time, like, I don't know, say a week. And eventually, the dog just dies of starvation. because it just dies of basically no energy, no nothing, just dies. You know what I mean? So, and obviously the end isn't nice. And what we did was I kept our dogs alive by feeding them myself by hand, right, all the way until the end. Gati was starting to get into pain, and I could see she started moaning, so I took her and had her put down. And then, damn, I lay here, right, for weeks and weeks and weeks and would not die. And in the end, I could just keep feeding him. I could have kept feeding him now, right, but he... Eventually, I just took him to the vet, and we had him put down, and I had him put down as well. Yeah, heartbreaking. And it's funny, the vets were all like, yeah, don't have any dogs for a year or something like that, and clean everything. And like all the time, what I didn't tell them was that these dogs were all still here and alive. But I believe it's because they have got some immunity. They either get it when they're very young, or they get it when they're old, and in between they've got some kind of immunity that they pick up somehow. You know what I mean? Because they're all still alive. This dog here, this dog Mama, who is the mother of this one brown one in the distance there, she's never had any shots. You know, she was just skin and bones. And basically, what I did when we took her, I picked her up and brought her down here so that she had another place to go and get some food. If she ever, instead of roaming around the village and like getting hit, she's got a massive scar on her head. You know, haven't you? Huh? Massive scar on her head. You can see there, look, where someone's hit her on the head, maybe. You know, totally over the top stuff. Like all these idiots, you know, shouting and stuff at dogs. You think, well, what are you shouting for? Just go, and they'll come to you. They only want to lick you. They only want to be your friend. And then there's Duck Dick here. You're a bloody lovely one, aren't you? Hey, you're a bloody lovely one. And you're like a small pig, aren't you? Yeah? Bloody lovely, huh? And then there's lovely little Tan. Yeah, the sister, he's the brother. And the Cygorg, that's the twin of him. You're a bloody... Hey, Cygorg's a bloody... Hey, Cygorg's a bloody lovely one, aren't you? Oh, look at... Oh, you get all the right, okay. You're inviting me in, are you? Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? That's it, that's lovely. Yeah, so that's the dogs. So basically you got this one, that one, and the light brown one are brothers and sisters. There's another daughter. There's a scamp. You got a scamp now. Shit. They've come back and ruined my video. And that scamp under there. It's a pretty lovely one, aren't you? Oh, then there's the other one, Wolfie. She basically was one of the brothers and sisters. She was one of this was a daughter of that brown dog there, and basically she just turned up one day and we had her as well. There's 7. And there you go. That's up to date on the dogs.